Sacrifice wasn't worth it. Words uttered by this 100-year-old veteran. Now, this clip has gone viral over the last couple of days. We briefly went over it on Twitch. We are live every Saturday from 1700 onwards, so I do invite you to join us. Now, I'm not saying that I speak for this man. However, I kind of have an idea of what he's going on about. This guy here is 100-year-old as of, was it the other day? He's got Alec Penstone, okay? I want to get into, yeah, you've seen it, broke your heart. Right. For those that haven't seen it, because I do have some of my American buddies in here as well. So this guy, 100-year-old, World War II veteran, and he went on ITV's News Today program, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Good morning Britain, it's right there. I don't watch live TV anymore because it's all just bullish. But this is what this guy had to say, and we're going to watch the video all the way through because I think it's very important to hang on to every word that he says.
Day mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? A country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that?
Play the rest of it.
What we fought for, was our freedom. We find that even now it's downside worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because I want you to know.
I'm sorry you feel like that.
Since, including me and my children, are so grateful for your bravery and all that for service personnel, and it's our job.
I think the rest of this, that is annoying. More, that is the first thing I thought. It sounds so fucking patronising, which really winds me up. But something that really does wind me up to begin with is this. Let me see if he...
A country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that, though?
What do you mean by that, though? So this fuckhead. So her as well, she's a patronising fuck, being like, oh, well, I'm sorry you feel like that. I'm sorry you feel like... Maybe why does he feel like this? Why the fuck does he feel like this? So I actually looked into the fuck this guy is. I don't watch live TV and stuff like that. Now, I am going to... I feel like most veterans in the UK here, we're quite conservative. Like, quite heavily conservative. I don't mean in, like, the political party, the Conservatives, but it's like we joined the military because of beliefs that we hold dear. I used to go out on the streets on my push bike at like 10, 11-year-old. No one cared. No one fucking cared. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. A lifetime of terrible memories, and to feel like it was all for nothing. It's fucking heartbreaking. But this is where... This is why does he feel like this? Why does he feel like this? It honestly broke me, that poor man. I agree. I didn't like her ton, and that played brilliant on me, asking what he meant. Yet, to be honest, I feel that was some sort of like little trap. It's like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? It's like when that Sadiq Khan fuckhead, they were talking about the rape gangs and stuff like that, and he was just like, well, what do you mean rape gang? Just this smug. Oh, see, he's a fucking horrible little man. He really is. Fucking fun. Get away. Right. So I looked into this guy. So his name is Adil Ray, MBE. This is him here, okay? So some say, so this is one of his posts here, right? So some say Mandani may implement Sharia law. So Mandani is the, if I'm not mistaken, the new mayor or mayor-elect of New York. May implement Sharia law. He might. The heart of Sharia is social justice, welfare, fairness, charity, and cohesion. Most Muslim countries operate a hybrid of Sharia and civil law, and now slowly reforming and abandoning unethical practices despite the West's portrayal. So, I deployed to Afghanistan, right? A lot of my buddies deployed to Afghanistan, All right. So under Sharia law, women weren't allowed to be educated. Women would get stoned to death. So Sharia law probably not a good thing. So when he's asking a fucking 100-year-old veteran, what do you mean? Sorry, I believe that he's trying to lead him into a bit of a fucking trick question there. Sort of like, racist, you know? So I also feel, now I don't speak for this 100-year-old gentleman. I really don't, right? But I feel, like I said before, that veterans are very conservative. We want to protect the things that we hold dear to us, the things that we grew up with, right? At least from my generation, maybe not. She holds a religion of peace. Yeah, it's funny. It's not actually. I don't think any Muslim has actually called it the religion of peace. This isn't about Muslims, because I know that. I think the moderate position on it is like, come here and contribute. Do not come here and take. Right? I think that's a moderate fucking position. Right? I also believe that the moderate position is, we all know that all Muslims are not bad. Dude, we serve with Muslims. I didn't know one of my PTIs were Muslim until I walked on in by accident praying. I have no problem with it. But when you're on about bringing it, like, he may bring Sharia law and then trying to defend it, that's my point, is the fact the way he tried to defend it. It's built on justice, welfare, fairness. We'll chop your hands off if you try and fucking... We will chop your hands off if you try to steal. Right? So, why else do you think this gentleman might think that it wasn't worth it? Well, let's have a look at the institutions that he used to probably hold dear to his heart, right? So we've got, let me just find it. This. So the BBC, the British Broadcasting British bullshit broadcaster, whatever, right? So these guys, just watch this video. It's ridiculous, because I'll show you. So let me just read this out, because this is true. Steal a loaf of bread to feed your family, lose your hands. Yeah, I do believe that, like, you know, it's such a tough subject. You know what I mean? Like, if people steal, then stuff goes up. But at the same time, people shouldn't be hungry. But people wouldn't be hungry if we weren't too busy trying to fucking look after the world. Which is another point I will be moving on to. So, it says here, in June, a BBC teleprompter instructed presenter Martin Croxall, so let me just get rid of that, to say pregnant people, referring to women, right? So we're going to watch the clip real quick, okay?
London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine has released research which says that nearly 600 heat-related deaths are expected in the UK. Malcolm Mystery, who is involved,
ADH going wild, yeah,
says that the aged, pregnant people, women, and those with pre-existing health conditions need to take precautions. London School.
Tell me where the lie is. Someone tell me where she is lying. The thing that I hate about this language, okay, this language that I hate personally, is because it's almost sort of like they're trying to take women out of the conversation. They are trying to basically, like, no, you don't get pregnant men. No, you get pregnant people. No, you don't. Only women can get pregnant. We all know this. Every fucking 6-year-old knows this. It's, you know, it's common sense, right? So BBC announced that she broke rules because of her facial expression. So we're talking in particular about the eye roll. So the BBC is an institution that our 100-year-old veteran would have held close to his heart. Yeah? Now let's say that didn't do it. So we've got the panorama edit, right? So, I'm not talking about the political divide here, okay? What I'm talking about is a state broadcaster editing footage in a way that suggests that someone said something that they didn't, in order to cause drama, in order to cause just false information being spread around, okay? So this here, it says the fake news BBC was caught doctoring President Trump's speech on January 6th. So January 6th, you know, he lost the election. A lot of people were saying, yo, he sent a lot of people up to Capitol Hill to fucking riot. So you can argue amongst yourselves, maybe it did, maybe it didn't, right? But this is the difference between the edits.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. We're going to walk down to the...
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is fucking doctored in it. It's fucking evidently fucking doctored, right? So, the BBC, an institution that this man probably held close to his heart once upon a time, cannot be trusted anymore. Alright, cool. So why else might he think, why else might this man think that, you know, it wasn't worth it? Well, maybe he wants to walk to the shops, but instead he's met with shit like this, these mad Palestinian marches and stuff like that. Like, I don't get it myself. If you support Palestine, yeah, fucking turn that shit off. If you support Palestine, bruh, go fucking Palestine, fix it, right? But isn't it quite ironic as well? Whilst I was actually searching for things to talk about with this, yeah, I actually looked underneath it. Now, these are the same people, by the way, and I can't find the clip, but I know it exists because I remember seeing it, right? And it's like spitting image. That panorama was wild, yeah. It's like spitting image. But I couldn't make this up. So these same people, a lot of these same people, used to burn poppies, right, when British soldiers came home. I think it happened in Luton. I could be wrong. And they were screaming, British soldiers burn in hell. Yeah? So then you get onto this. So this was literally, whilst I was looking for an example of a Palestine march here in the UK, this was directly underneath it. And it says, in Leeds, England, a Palestine protest descended into violence. A police van, was set on fire. And this gentleman here has climbed on top of the police van to wave the Quran. And all the rest of it, right? So there, basically, he's jumping up. Look at this. Why are we putting up with this shit? Look, he's on top. Now you reverse the roles. You see people getting put in what you call it, in prison for like hurty words, tweets and stuff like that. Look at these police officers, man. They're not even doing shit about it. They're not doing fuck all about it, right? So the police as an institution as well that he probably believes in, he's realizing this is fucking turning to shit. I love the fact that LGBT protests to free Gaza, but yeah, if they were in Gaza with thrown a roof. Yeah, and it's not just that as well. So like Trump's deal, whether you agree with it or not, got the release of the hostages and there was like a ceasefire agreement, right? Isn't that what they wanted? But they will take every single opportunity to still spin the flag around the streets of the UK. Where is it? We've got some bits to talk about there at some points. I did have it up, I'm sure I did. What was I about to say? Sorry, I've just gone... my brain's just... Anyway, fuck it, it's gone. It's moved on, right? So, what else might this gentleman be upset by? So, let's have a look. So, just walking around, this guy, Wayne Broad, like, just again, walking to the shops. This guy was just walking his dog. He was well known in his community. As you can see him there in high vis, going around collecting litter and stuff like that. Him and two other people were just attacked. They were just attacked out of the blue, and Wayne was stabbed to death. Wayne was just stabbed to death by some random dude, some Afghan migrant. And I actually have quite a personal story-ish about it. So my girlfriend from years ago, her best mate was also killed by an Afghan migrant. And we're talking years ago. So I know it's very political. I'm getting on about, but just bear with me, right? So that happened. Maybe we've got this. So this person's talking about so this is Zara Sultana. I don't know how she's an MP. I think she's a nutter, to be honest with you. But here she's talking about
So, Mr. Speaker, can the Secretary of State explain how it was determined and who determined that Soldier F qualified for Ministry of Defence funding and what precedent this decision was based on, particularly given reports that he received double the financial support typically afforded to a single defendant? If he was eligible for...
Right, I've had enough to listen to because it's just full of shit. So, if you don't know, Soldier F was someone who was put on trial for quote-unquote crimes in the occupation of Belfast, okay? So whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, there was something put into law that protected veterans from being prosecuted. Labour then overturned it, and she's wondering, like, why are they getting money towards this and blah, 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 right? I don't really give a fuck about her opinion. What I'm saying is, to the veteran, me as a veteran as well, like I say, like, take this with a pinch of salt. I'm looking at it from my perspective, but I believe that these are all points of view that soldiers share, right? So so people are getting prosecuted for doing their fucking jobs as soldiers, yeah? So maybe that's why he's a little bit fucking pissed off. Or maybe it's the fact that, so this guy here, Malcolm Livingston, he was a coffin bearer for Princess Diana. We're talking, back in the 90s. And this man froze to death on the streets in the UK, right? Here in the UK, the same place where this is my buddy. I serve with this guy. He's called Truth Hurts on social media. So I serve with this guy, right? And this is the sort of accommodation that people who are traveling over by boat, breaking into the country illegally, are getting.
What's going on, guys? I'm in
So
Wolverhampton at the...
let's just fast forward it a minute.
It's a business centre.
Look at this.
Look at this.
4-poster beds.
4-poster beds.
Looks nice and toasty, that, doesn't it, guys? Whereas my RAF veteran fucking guy here freezes to death on the fucking streets. Yeah? Or maybe he wants to catch a train. He wants to go see family, friends, other veterans. But you can't do that. You can't do that because this guy came in and just stabbed a load of people on a train. Or maybe he's lost faith in the police institute as well, because this guy, so he was an Epping hotel migrant who was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl, and I cannot make this up, was accidentally released from prison, walked around the country doing God knows what, till he was then later picked up and then deported and sent on his way with 500 quid. Right, so 500 quid from where he's from. I can't remember exactly where he's from, but it is legitimately a average year's wage in the country that he's come from. So this guy's come over and he's sort of like, well, I went over there, I did whatever I wanted to. They fed me, they clothed me, they put me in a hotel, and I got to touch a 14-year-old, and then I was sent home with a year's salary. So, what? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Or maybe, and this is my last point, so I don't fucking bore you all to death, is this. So, a Labour-run council has axed Remembrance Day poppy display amid its crackdown on flag flying, which doesn't surprise me because the same place, which is in Sheffield, has also cancelled Christmas lights being put up because it may be offensive. So everything that this man knew, everything that this man fought for, over 100 years, he has seen so many world events unfold. And for him to say that it's worse now than it was back then He's actually kind of fucking chilling, actually, in my opinion. But I honestly don't know how to end this point. It's just anger, I guess. I, for one, am fucking sick of it. And I'm sure many of you guys are too. So I'll think of another way to fucking... I'll think of another way to exit this, but yeah. What?